Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. Today on the program, a film on finding hope and love.
Ikaw, Alda ha? Sabayin mo nga ako. Tayong dalawa lang, ha?
Meet Mia. A TV host actress is making a comeback on the big screen. Two years after tying the knot, how are she and Billy Crawford taking on the challenges of married life? Coleen Garcia joins us in the program. Thank you for joining us. I'm Pinky Webb. A fresh team-up on the big screen will breathe life to the upcoming film, Mia, a romantic comedy that talks about healing, love, and hope. Also, how has life been nearly 2 years after tying the knot with TV host Billy Crawford? We talk about the ups and downs of married life and what's next for her. Let's go straight to the source of the story. We have Coleen Garcia. Hi,
Hello,
Coleen.
hi. Thank you so much for having me.
So good to see you again. It's been a while since we last saw each
know,
other.
yes.
And you haven't changed.
Well, yeah, not much.
Okay. How are you? There's an interview or an article I read that said you are at your happiest right now.
Yes.
Why is that? What makes it your happiest stage in your life?
I just feel like I've overcome so much at this point because I went through like a rough time also just in the recent years, and I just I felt like I rediscovered myself and my new passions, my new loves and everything, and I feel like there was that transition from who I used to be and who I always was to who I'm becoming and who I want to be one day. So
wow.
I really feel like I'm in that turning point right now.
So who were you and who are you now and who do you want to be?
I was, back then, actually, I was very insecure with myself, with everything. I always second-guessed and doubted myself. And I really had so much, I had an extreme lack of confidence. And I just didn't believe in myself. And honestly, like, it took somebody else to believe in me and to push me and to really help me to become better and to motivate me. Because sometimes, some days when you don't really, believe in yourself, you need that cheerleader next to you who will be there and remind you who you are and remind you what you can do.
And who is this?
Of course, it was Billy. But yeah, he's been there for me so much.
That's perfect for a partner. So that was you,
Yes.
a little bit of an insecure Coleen, really. You know, it's really
Yes.
different what people see on television, on social media, because I see a very confident, sexy, beautiful Coleen. And yet, we all have our
Yes.
dark sides or insecurities.
Yeah.
And so you said it's so important to say that you've transitioned to who you are now. Who are you now?
I'm somebody who acknowledges that I'm a work in progress. I know that I'm not perfect. I know that I'm nowhere close to that. And I know that the journey is still so long from where I am right now. And I acknowledge that, but it's all about just embracing it. It's about not just accepting it, but loving it. It's one thing to accept that, okay, I'm like this is my limitation. But it's another thing to love yourself in spite of it.
Mm-hmm. And where do you want to be?
I actually don't know yet, Like, I have so many hopes and dreams, and I have so many goals that I never really had before, and then now they're new, and then they're here.
Yeah.
So from now, like, I'm really just taking it day by day. Like, that's my resolution for this year, is to really just be in the moment and take it day by day.
Perfect. That's a really good resolution, especially to share with a lot of people, because for many times we're not present in the day-to-day.
Yes. Especially with everything in the palm of our hands,
Yeah.
with social media and news and everything in our phones.
How
We're so
about-
disconnected.
Yeah. Do you and Billy have like nag-uusap ba kayo and say, okay, this time when we're having dinner, we're not gonna look at our phones, or do you have like a social media diet of some sort?
I feel like one day when we have kids, it's definitely going to be a rule. But right now, we don't want to restrict ourselves also because we do go through a lot of stress on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So, if it's going to help just a little bit to be on our phones and to just loosen up and to unwind and everything, if it helps, then of course we don't, restrict each other from doing that. It's just that, of course, in a different setting, where like if we're with friends or if we're out in public, of course it's a bit rude to just, be on your
Absolutely.
phone. But if we're at home and it's just the two of us, we don't put pressure on each other.
How's married life? It's been almost 2 years. You're going to celebrate your second year anniversary on April 2020.
Yes,
right?
yes. April 2020.
April 20. Oh, yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
It's been great. I'm not gonna say that it's been really easy. Of course, it's been it's been a different kind of hard also for the both of us because we're kind of just figuring life out, but also figuring each other out and figuring our dynamics out at the same time.
Do you still figure that out after going out for so long?
Well, yeah. I feel like every day, there's something new to learn because with Billy, like I've been with him for years before getting married, and this is actually my longest relationship ever. So what changed when we got married is because before we used to have these big explosive fights about really big things, and before we got married we settled all those issues. We settled all of the big problems, the grave problems.
Can you share a big problem? What's a big problem that you had to resolve prior to getting married that you
Like-
can share?
Honestly, Billy was at one point like he would lie on impulse. Like just because he was used to it. Like he was used to it. He was used to always having to lie. And then he said, "You don't have to lie to me because I accept you and because I'm always gonna understand and because I don't restrict you and everything."
Yeah.
So it took a lot
a
of
while,
healing.
huh?
It took healing on his part because it was pain, it was trauma, it was if you look at it through my perspective, it's like, my boyfriend lied to me. I'm so pissed and everything. But if you look at it from his side, it's, this person is so pained. He's so full of trauma to the point that he can't even look at me and tell the truth and that he feels the need to lie.
Yeah.
He feels that he can't be honest with me. So that's something that we had to repair in him.
And at least you were successful in doing
Yes,
that.
and I had a lot to change as well. It's not just him.
What's the one thing, how old were you when you got married?
26.
26.
Yeah.
What did a 26-year-old Coleen have to change to get married?
My temper. And I really wasn't the most patient person. In marriage, you really have to change that. So I had to grow to be more patient as well. Right now, we still bicker, we still fight. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, we all have emotions. And at the end of the day, sometimes we just, it's just the emotions talking. It's not even an actual problem. But, everything got smaller. The reasons for our fights got smaller, but it's still there. Like the bickering, the quarreling and whatever. But it's over the tiniest things nowadays.
Is there one thing you miss since getting married?
Not
Nothing?
necessarily.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, I feel like everything that I would have missed, it's still here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I need to ask you this because there was also an article that said before that Coleen Garcia kind of lost her glow since she got married. And you're facing me now, and I obviously, and it's not just because you're in front of me, that glow is even brighter right now.
Thank you.
So when stuff like that happens, I'm sure people question you were too young to get married, etc. How do you deal with maybe negative or not so positive comments? How do you deal with those?
I just try to understand where they're coming from because when you're speaking, whatever you say, it comes from the overflow of the heart. So if you're saying things that are mean, if you're saying things that are painful, it could be coming from pain. And if you're so, I learned this because I realized also there was one point in my life where I was mean also. I was mean to people. I didn't realize it's because people were mean to me. I was using words that I wouldn't normally use because people were using it on me. So it rubbed off on me. So I just try to look at it that way, that maybe these people who are releasing their frustrations. Maybe it's just that. Maybe they're just releasing their emotions. They're just releasing their frustrations. And I'm just gonna make salo. Because that's all we can do at the end of the day. And we're here for everybody, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's part of the job that we're here for everybody. So we have to just accept it.
So much to talk about still after the break. Obviously, we're going to talk about Mia, Coleen's film, coming up on January 15. We'll talk about that after the break. Stay tuned. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. Our guest today, Coleen Garcia, and she's starring. Her new film is Mia. I saw the trailer and I was a little confused. Wait a minute. Is this a story of, well, somebody who has a drinking problem, who got hurt, and this guy comes along? What is the story?
Okay, well, actually, you know, so many people were guessing on our page trailer, and then nobody got it. Like, not even one person got the story.
Really?
Yeah. So I really don't want to give away too much because it really will speak for itself. But it's a kind of movie that you have to see from start to end for you to really understand like what's going on and who Mia is and everything.
I love these mystery trailers. I swear, you know, it cannot be what you see is what you get kind of trailer.
Yes.
So let's show a portion first of that trailer to those who may not have seen it just yet.
Ikaw, Alda ka? Sabayin mo nga ako. Tayong dalawa lang, ha? Cheers! To forever.
Mia, gusto ko lang naman malaman kung okay ka. Pag nalaman kung okay ka, alis na ako.
Nalalagas ka. Okay ka lang?
Nafungus yung halaman dahil sobra ng dilig. Di mo kasing lakas uminom tong bermilya.
Okay, so as I mentioned a while ago, you have drinking problems.
Mia has drinking problems. I don't.
It's her first title role, by the way. Mia has a drinking problem.
Yes.
And she meets someone, because you said everyone who guessed it was wrong, and he turns her life around.
Well, he tries to turn her life around. You know, there's always even though there is that person who's like trying to cheer you on and trying to raise you up and everything, it really has to come from you.
Yeah, that's EA. That's what he was
Yes,
doing
that's
the whole
EA.
time.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
He was talking about the stone, bawat ano, okay.
Although, like, more than love, this is really a story of determination and hope. Yeah. You know, it's about standing up again. More than, you know, trying to find somebody else, more than trying to go back into the next relationship to find somebody who'll be there. It's not about companionship so much. It's more about finding that hope and trying to, I guess, recover that hope in somebody else as well.
So that's the basic maybe lesson to be learned from this story. I want to get into the meat of it. What attracted you to the role?
The script.
Really?
It was
it
such a
love
great
at first
script.
sight?
Yes.
Ah?
The first time I read it, I was like, okay, I don't even have to read this again. I really want this project. And I made Billy read it as well because he does that. He reads my scripts if I really like it. And he loved it. And he actually volunteered to do a cameo.
Yeah, he's gonna be, that's the
Yeah.
surprise. Well, it's not a surprise right now. He's doing a cameo there. What was
Yeah.
the hardest part? So you love the role, you love Mia. What was the hardest part about being Mia?
Well, something that I'd never done before that I did in this film was actually quite a lot of drunk scenes. And it's not as easy as one would think because, I mean, you have to be convincing at the end of the day. And, you know, I guess, like, I have been drunk in the past, but I never saw myself. So, like, how do you do it, right? So, it's something that I had to study in other people as well. As something I had to observe, something I had to, you know, immerse myself in. Like, I really studied. Honestly, it's funny, but yeah, the weekend before, like, I taped our first drunk scene, I went out, I saw somebody drunk, and I was just watching them. So it was creepy, but, you know, it really helped me.
They're like, Colleen's watching you.
Also,
watching you get drunk.
Also, though, like, another thing that was hard was the first taping day. It was only me who was called, and all the scenes that were shot up to, I think, in the wee hours, it was just of me and a plant. So a lot of the scenes in this film is just of me and a plant.
I saw that part.
So talking to a plant.
And remember, do not overwater your plant.
Yes, don't.
Hindi, ano yan, ano sinabi niya, hindi kasing lakas uminom yung halaman katulad ni Mia.
Yes, yes.
Lakas kasi uminom ni Mia. That's also one good thing. But, you know, I just want to kind of bring this in because your husband, Billy, also came out in public and said that, you know, he had, a drinking problem, right?
Yes.
That he, overcame, and it's been more than a year, maybe
It's been
13,
more than a
14
year,
months since then. So, what was that like? I mean, having a husband who had a drinking problem and then playing a role of a woman
Yeah.
who's a drunk.
Well, it's good. I mean, with Billy naman, it's not like a really, really big problem. Like, it wasn't so hard for him to quit because I've met people who've had a harder time quitting. And, you know, when it's something when it's an addiction, it's really hard.
Yeah,
So,
it is hard.
you know, for this character, I had to actually take that out of my mind because I didn't want to imitate. Like, that's why I said, like, I'd observe different people and everything, but I don't want to take it all. I don't want to imitate it. So I didn't want Mia to be who Billy is when he's
Right,
drunk. So
right.
I wanted it to be organic to the character. I wanted it to be close to how she would be.
Yeah. And it's not a stereotype being drunk. You know?
No, because I mean everybody's different,
Yeah.
right? So everybody, we're all different. So with Mia, like I wanted to keep the essence of her character as well.
And what about the chemistry with EA or Edgar
Yeah.
Allan Guzman? What was it like working with him? Was it easy?
It was effortless, honestly.
Really?
Yeah. So like even when we got feedback with the chemistry and everything, we were really happy because we weren't really. I mean, of course, we were trying hard at our job, but we weren't trying so hard in that area. Like we were just, we were just playing our characters.
Having filmed the movie, how did you feel in the end?
Great.
Yeah?
Really, really great. I felt so fulfilled, especially when I got to see it. You know, I was like, it's so light. I've never done anything this light. Like everything, the drama is light, the comedy is light, the romance even it's light. So it's just such a feel-good film, and I've been wanting to do like something like this for the longest time because it's actually my first rom-com as well.
So you come out of the movie house feeling light. Is that
Yes.
what we're going to feel after
It's a
watching the
promise.
movie? Okay.
Yeah.
I want to just go back to one thing you said, very, very important, that we might have to always remember. You said, it's finding hope, you said.
Yes.
It doesn't necessarily have to come from a partner, it's finding hope in yourself.
Yes.
How does one do that, Coleen, with or without a partner? Especially if you're sad or
Yeah.
you're lonely.
It has to start with acceptance. To accept who you are, accept your situation, accept where you are in your life, to just come to terms with that first and to acknowledge it, to own it. And then from there you can move forward.
Where did you learn that?
I guess experience.
All right, we'll be taking another short break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. Our guest today, Coleen Garcia. As she said, own it. Okay, career. So after this, what happens? Are you going to have a regular TV show or maybe another movie?
I mean, I can't really give an answer that I don't know. So I'm trying to, like I said, take it day by day. So after this film, I honestly don't know what's
Yeah.
next. But I do know, since I'm signed with Viva, that I have films with Viva this year.
Yeah.
I just don't know yet what those films are because I haven't picked yet, like what the next one's gonna be, and they haven't presented it to me yet. But for sure, after it's gonna have to be based off of this. So however Mia is, like it will determine also where my next step will be.
Did you ever foresee yourself portraying a role as Mia?
Yeah. I really love the character. I didn't think I'd ever play like a role of somebody who's constantly drunk, but it's fun now that it was there and now that I'm done with it. Like it was such a fun experience. It's something that I'm glad I got to do. Yeah, and I'm glad I got to do at this point in my life too.
What about kids? Of course, 2 years. On April 20, 2020, there will be 2 years, their second year anniversary. Are kids something that you guys are talking about soon?
It's something that we're not exactly like consciously planning. It's something that we're already prepared for though. Like if any day it arrives, like if any day we receive like that miracle that we'll definitely accept it with open arms.
No pressure.
But at the same time, like it's really God's timing, and we don't want to pressure each other. We don't want to pressure God or anything. And we're both happy where we are. Just the fact that we got married, we have each other. We just feel so incredibly blessed.
So, after getting married, did your preference for roles actually shift or change?
It wasn't because of getting married. It was before I even got married. Like I felt that, I felt there was I I needed a change. I needed something different. And the thing with me is I want to always be doing something different. I don't want to be stuck doing the same thing.
And that's always been you, huh?
Yeah, it's always been
So you're
me.
always an evolving person.
Yeah,
You
but
want to
with
evolve all the
everything
time,
too. Yeah, like not just like with work, even like when I work out. Like I can't just stick to one thing.
Yeah.
I always have to be doing so many things.
So, what is next for you as Coleen Garcia, as an individual? Because you're an always evolving person. What are you saying that this is what I want to do next?
I'm
Whatever it is.
gonna venture into something more like fitness related.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be instructing soon.
Are you gonna be a yoga? Are you into
not,
yoga?
Not yoga,
No.
something a little bit more a little bit more tiring than yoga. But yeah, I haven't been giving any details yet, but in the
Well, that's
future.
interesting.
Yeah.
So you're going to teach? Are you going
Yes.
to teach a class?
Yes.
That is more, how do you call it? More cardio. Cardio related,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
rather than-
Because I realized also, because since I was young, I mean, I never really dreamt of being like an actress and everything. But now that I'm here, I'm so happy and I'm
Right.
glad that, you know, God's plan was really definitely better than mine. But ever since I was young, sports was always there. You know, fitness was
always
always
been
there.
athletic,
So that's
yeah.
something that was always there,
Hey,
even
we look
before
forward
showbiz.
to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so invite them again for Mia.
Yes, guys, please don't forget to catch Mia January 15, showing in cinemas nationwide. And also, don't forget, on the 13th, we're gonna have our premiere night in SM Mega Mall Cinema, Cinema 1 at 7 p.m. And I'm actually inviting all of the Mias out there because we have National Mia Day on that day of our premiere. On the 13th, we're actually inviting everybody with the name Mia,
Mia.
and they're gonna be able to watch with us for free. And
So-
they'll be the first people to watch.
Obviously, you need to bring your identification to make sure
Yes.
you're Mia. So that's on January 13. Good luck on Mia.
Thank
Coleen.
you,
I was
thank
gonna say,
you.
Good luck on Mia. And thank you for all the tips. I hope we learned, I'm sure we learned a lot from our conversation today with Coleen. Good luck to you. And we look forward to your next venture.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.